Hello.
Hello.
I have an idea.
Uh-oh. Go ahead.
No, not that bad. When does Lynn get back?
What?
When does Lynn get back?
She has never left. I think she's leaving tomorrow. So, what happened was her
Okay.
mother's washing machine
No.
died,
Oh,
and then
good. Oh, the
now
one. Well, you replaced nearly every part on it anyway.
well, yeah, but it just won't work. It's the motor, and the motor's obsolete. So the motor is like $300-$400, and like you can get a brand new one for that price. So she's gonna go get her a brand new one. But now the dryer is starting to go, so I have to take the dryer apart and put new parts in that. Hopefully, I could get that up and running and keep that going. But she hasn't left because I had to fix the pool robot for her dad. So I fixed the pool robot today.
Well, because I thought if she was gone and coming back, I had an idea, or what I think is a decent idea. So tomorrow's the last night of the. First off, the video is already up.
Yeah.
Live. I can't talk to you unless I do that. Um, why is it like that? Oh, because there was a video. I was thinking that tomorrow's the last night at the DNC.
Right.
I was thinking to save you. Well, I was figuring she was going to be coming back. And to save us both also, well, some driving and things, just unplug this tonight and bring it to you after work.
Okay.
Or do you need to be here?
I need to
Which
either
is
be there
fine.
or you could just unplug it and just bring it to me along with the
Keyboard and mouse.
yeah,
Obviously.
keyboard, mouse, and the flash drive,
Stick
the operating system.
and the flash drive with the operating system.
Yeah.
Is that any easier? Or
That
not really? Or you tell me.
That would be easier because then I could get out to the internet and I can get it all done. If you can do that, if you want to do that.
Well, I mean, all I have to do is power it down.
Yeah.
I just have to pack it. And then
Yeah.
I'll wrap a towel around it in the morning, put it in the back.
Okay.
And yeah. I mean, it's a thought. I thought it would be easier.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you're gonna be down for that long, and I wanted to make sure that. Well, wait.
Well, no, I mean, if you're lucky enough to get it going,
Yeah, if I can
I'll
get
come
it. Yeah.
back. I'll come back Saturday or Sunday and get it.
Okay.
Because I mean, we got to get some stuff done this weekend. We're behind on wedding stuff.
Okay.
I need to go pay for my wedding band. We need to get to a printer for invitations. We're behind.
Right.
So I think about it. We got to get something done this weekend.
Okay. Well then, yeah, that would.
But
save
only
me.
if that works for you.
No, it works for me. That's
Okay.
fine. You could bring it here, and
I
I
just
can
thought about
work
it
on
this
it. Yeah.
morning. Like, we could do
So then
that.
I can work. Yeah, then I can work like 16 hours on it if I need to.
You don't have to work 16 hours.
No,
Stop.
it's better. It's better to work on
Stop
it
saying
like
that.
during the day and the night and stuff like that because I'll be wrestling with it and cursing at it, and it's better than trying
Stop
to
saying that.
go around your schedule and then certain things have to happen at your house and like it's better you bring it here and then yeah.
I just think we need to get.
Well, I mean, after watching
We
that
need to
video,
be
it
productive
should
this
be
weekend.
it was like another alternative. That's what I thought it would be.
So we're doing some sharing.
Okay.
Trying to get ahead on that.
Did you try contacting me last night, like after the show was over?
I
Because, dude, I fell asleep.
did.
I'm so sorry. I must apologize. I fell asleep. I was so tired from the
I
night
don't blame you.
because I was up till
Listen, I don't blame you at all.
I was up till 4 trying to research stuff, and I was like, oh, well, yeah. Actually, you know what? If you do give me your Mac, I could give you the Asus back, and the
Yeah.
Asus works. So the Asus is done.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. $58. Okay. Gosh, I might actually get. What I've been trying to do is go back and forth. Different days. Like do the share to the political ones one day, the radio ones another day, because I can't do them all in one night or I get blocked.
Right.
So tonight I'm trying to get all of the political ones. And I think I've finally come to grips with the fact that it is better to share to some sporadically than none. Took me long enough to figure that out. Being the stubborn, miserable sod that I am.
No, you're not miserable. You are
very
sorry.
miserable.
No.
I am stubborn. No question about it. It's entirely correct. It's just very true.
It's like when my wife says to me, just sit there. I'm gonna look pretty. Well, I mean, I can sit there.
You're supposed to say, I can look pretty, but I can't just sit here and do nothing.
I have to make up an ad for Glitterwix, for glitterwix.com. I'm going to try to get the one from Thomas. I did read yesterday on the help desk.
I have neglected to call her and ask.
Right. I made the ad for for my friend Kane's business, CNS Computers.
Let me start the radio show, shall we?
Oh yeah, there we go. Sorry.
That'd be a good thing to do.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking
scratch.
It's a radio show, so let's start one.
What a novel idea!
Hey, I'm thinking. Welcome from my humble second bedroom here in the Saucon Valley, part of the Lehigh Valley, in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, part of these United States, Western Hemisphere, North American continent. On this planet Earth, the only one we have third rock from the sun in the Terran solar system, part of the Milky Way galaxy. This TKE tonight for the 21st of August, 2024. DNC, Democratic National Convention 2024, day 3. Senator Cory Booker on the stage right now. Selena Gomez, whom is certainly generations ahead of me, and someone who I probably should not know. But I am consistently amazed at, no matter how much acting, how many movies, how many shows, how many albums the young lady puts out, she still looks like she's 13 years old. It is really quite remarkable and sometimes disturbing. If you think about it, she just came out on stage, performed. I don't know what she performed, but she was wearing what looked like a white sort of women's power suit, except the jacket was cut down to about her belly button with nothing under it. And I'm thinking, gosh, she's entirely too young. She's not. I think she's 30 something now, but my goodness, she looks like a child sometimes. It's just remarkable the way some people can continue to, they just don't age. Some people just don't age. Speaking of which, I mean, Cory Booker looks basically the same as he did when he first burst onto the political scene in Newark, New Jersey. He's barely aged himself. And I think he was only 20. Oh, goodness. I think he was like 28 or something when he first ran for mayor in Newark. But regardless, let's get to it. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is TKE tonight for August 21, day 3 of the Democratic National Convention from Chicago, 2024. Business end of the program. We are live right now on my Facebook, Jeff Kennedy. We are live on our home group Facebook page, That Other Side of Information. We are live on our YouTube channel, which is also called That Other Side of Information. We are live on my Twitch channel, which is named after me, Jeff R. Kennedy. We are live on our LinkedIn, which is Jeff Kennedy as well. George is shaking his head because I always seem to forget the LinkedIn part. And I think that's everything. So if you'd like to watch along with listening, those are the places to do it. And as always, I would encourage you that the best place to catch up on any of our past programs is our YouTube channel, youtube.com/that other side of information. And of course, the audio is live on GCPR, Ghost Claw Productions Radio, GCPR.live around the world, and especially a special hello to our listeners outside of the United States, of which there are actually quite a good number. So if you are in Romania, Italy, Great Britain, Spain, if you are across the South Pacific in Australia, New Zealand, if you are on the African continent or in the South American continent, anywhere on this blue orb of ours, and you are listening to us and giving us a chance, hello, hello, and welcome, and thank you very much. To everybody who's already here, welcome again, welcome back. If you're here for the first time, welcome for the first time. We encourage you, actually quite more than that, we kind of ask you flat out. When you don't have any advertising, you depend on word of mouth. If you like our program, please share it around your different forms of social media that you take part in. That would be a share on Facebook, like, share, subscribe to or become a member of our Facebook group. If you watch us on YouTube, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. It does not cost a thing. It's just a button that you push, and that every time we go live, you'll get an alert to know that we're live. TikTok, I think, is a follow. Instagram is a follow. I still haven't quit Twitter yet. I think I'm probably going to. I just haven't formally done it yet, but I can still be found there. Never really took to Twitter. Folks never really took to me on Twitter for whatever, because I didn't do it enough. And I didn't really, most of my Twitter was just kind of retweeting other really smart things, because why if it ain't broke? I'm not going to add anything to it. So find us across social media. Go to any search engine of your choice. I would happen to recommend DuckDuckGo because they do not record your search history. I would say DuckDuckGo, plug in GCPR or Ghost Claw Productions Radio or The Kennedy Effect. You will find us, and you will find all the places that you can listen to us. And again and again and again, I'm going to ask you and suggest to you that you go to our website, gcpr.live, and find out all about our station, all about the different shows, all about our different hosts. See what you've been missing, if you've been missing anything, but see what you've been missing, gcpr.live. Today is Wednesday. I don't think you think I'd have this memorized by now. George is rolling his eyes because he's like, holy crap, you don't have this memorized yet. No, I do not. Of course, the mouse doesn't work right anymore, by the way, since all the experimentation on upgrading this computer. The mouse doesn't seem to work correctly any longer. So What else is new? No one on immediately after us, 11 p.m. Eastern time. Anything that's on the internet is inherently global. Anybody that can sign in, anyone that can get an internet signal that can follow us, it's inherently global. So all of our times are in Eastern time. So 11 p.m. Eastern time. You can do the math for whatever time zone you might be in around the globe. Conversations with T. Nathan follows us from 11 p.m. And don't forget the Sound of Coffee returns tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. I do not believe that we are going to be with you tomorrow. George is going to take another crack at this computer, which means I'm going to unplug it, pack it up, throw it in the Jeep tomorrow morning, go to work all day, drive to George's house after work, and then come home. And he's going to hash at this thing. Now, I've told you a lot about George's patience, and he does have the patience of Job. Make no mistake about it. But I wish I had a little, and he's right here. He can listen to all of this, and I know he's going to laugh. I know he is, because there's going to be a kernel of truth to it. I really wish I had a camera when he's working on this, because I'm the one that always loses my temper. I'm the one that's always ready to smash the computer into bits. I just want to see George like an hour or two into this, and he follows the YouTube instructional video to the letter, and something doesn't work. I just want to see him lose his temper just once, so I know that he's human and he's not so perfect. Because I'm always the one that's losing my temper, and he's always the one that's calm and cool and collected. But anyway, Donna mentions that she slept through the Sound of Coffee this morning. I don't know that that's an advertisement for the Sound of Coffee, to be honest with you. I guess Thomas did not put enough caffeine in the Sound of Coffee this morning, and you decided not to wake up. I'm kidding, Donna. I'm picking on you. That's all it is. But hey, by the way, I would say this too. All GCPR programs are on the YouTube channel. You can find them there. I am blanking on the name of the YouTube channel, which is stupid. I think it's spelled out. I think the YouTube channel is all spelled out. Ghost Claw Productions Radio. I think the YouTube channel. No, George is telling me no. Tell me what it is then.
It's
GCPR?
GCPR. Yeah,
It is GCPR. Okay. So go to YouTube and search for GCPR. You can watch the programs there as well. In the same way that our YouTube channel is a video library of all our programs, GCPR on YouTube is a video library of all of the GCPR programming. You can find it all there. If you missed anything, just go to YouTube and you can listen and watch right from there. And I strongly encourage that you do so. Good to see Gambit in the house. Very nice of you to be here, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate your support in the family here. I should have sent the show to the messenger, actually. I want to get into this. Obviously, let's talk about the DNC from last night. I think we saw the speech. And that, of course, was Michelle Obama. And obviously, President Obama is a beyond gifted speaker. He is an otherworldly gifted speaker. Man could read the phone book and make it sound like poetry, make it sound interesting, make you want to listen. But the speech of the convention to this point was Michelle Obama. And to be honest, she had some of the best zingers and best lines. And you kind of look for convention speeches to have zingers, to have these kind of memorable lines that you walk away, that stick into your brain. And she had a bunch of them. And I was able to find a complete transcript of her speech from last night. I'm not going to read it all verbatim because I certainly can't read it in the same way that that she did. That's for darn sure. Nor would I try to do so. Boy, I can't type. It's really quite frightening. something about this. I think this is an iPhone 12. Something about when I went from what did I go from 7 to 12? I can't text anymore. It's bad. Like, it's really not good. Like, it's awful. Like, I misspell everything. And I'm not going to read the entire thing, but there are zingers in here. There are excellent points in here. There are points that, again, as I mentioned to you last night, sometimes, I certainly do not think I'm the smartest person in the world, but I've been doing radio since I was in high school. I have some sort of sense as to how to word these things and to properly word my thoughts. But I don't always get it right. And sometimes other people, you hear them and you know that that's exactly what you've been thinking, but you just didn't exactly put those words together in the best way. And you hear it and you think to yourself, that's it. That's what I've been trying to say, but I haven't quite gotten it. That's what I think Michelle Obama's speech was. I do think it was eye-opening. I think it hit people right where it hurts, to be honest. It hit people in the gut, it hit them in the head, hit them in the heart. And she worded things that we've all felt, that we've all believed, but did it in just a much better way, a classy way, an exceptionally intelligent way, and yet still completely grounded and understandable. It's a really, it was an exquisite and extraordinary speech. No one on. Oh boy. It was Mike says, I saw a meme that said, I'm so glad we went from when they go low, we go high to girl hold my earrings while I try. Mike might have just won line of the convention. Gosh, that was really smart. Yeah. Yeah, well, in fact, I mean, it's one of the things that she said. We moved away from when they go low, we go high. And because, by the way, we have to. We have to. I'll look for the quote as I look through the transcript of the speech, but it was something along the lines of, no more of that. When they go low, we go high. When they go low, we fight back. And I think one of the reasons that this feeling, this immense feeling of pride and of hope, of promise, of walking a little straighter, puffing our chests out a little further, holding our heads up high as Democrats, not being afraid anymore, not reacting to everything that Republicans throw at us, but going on the offensive. And I mean a political offensive, never a violent offensive, on a political offensive, on a messaging offensive. That Democrats are the party of freedom. We are the party that protects veterans and protects families and protects all. If you are LGBTQ, if you're a person of color, if you're a middle-aged white male, if you're a Christian, a Muslim, a Sikh, a Hindu, a Jew, if you are young, old, or in the middle, male, female, or non-binary, if you are in a traditional family or a new type of family, if you're an apartment renter or a single family home owner, small business, medium business, big business, if you love the environment, if you think people should be treated fairly, we are your party. We are the party of small business. We are the party of the 99%. We are the party of a strong national defense. We are the party of allies and NATO and the new Southeast Pacific Alliance. That's our party. We are the party of infrastructure and public education. That's us. And that's really what this has been about this week. And that roll call of states, I know that we were on the air while most of it took place. But boy, what a part. I didn't even hear it, and it was a party. And I don't mean political party. I mean party. It was really something to behold. If you didn't see if you're not a regular watcher of Morning Joe, and you can watch a couple hours of Morning Joe before you tune in to Thomas in the morning, The Sound of Coffee. Get 2 hours of Morning Joe if you're up early enough. They did a side-by-side video comparison of the Republican roll call of states, which I didn't even know they did. And I think most people forgot. In fact, somebody on the panel mentioned this morning that they didn't even remember the Republicans doing it. It looked like a funeral. And then you had this raucous, fun, music-filled, ceremonial, albeit, roll call of states from the Democratic Convention last night. What a difference. What a difference. We've said on this program before, plenty of pundits have said it. We as Democrats, any political party really, hell, Greens, Libertarians, Democratic Socialists, it doesn't matter. The working families here in PA. In a political campaign, you must draw differences between you and your opponent. And there are so many different ways to do that. There are fact-based ads, there are attack ads, there are, just good old-fashioned distributing paper lists of a person's voting record if you're running against an incumbent. There are just a business record if you're running against a big billionaire trying to buy himself a Senate seat, the way Dave McCormick is trying to buy himself a Senate seat here in Pennsylvania. But we must also not just tell people what not to vote for. We have to give them a reason to vote for us. It's something else that I think this Democratic National Convention has done. The Republican National Convention gave no clear reason, no understandable reason. They did not make the case in any way, shape, or form why you should vote for them. All they tried to do was tell you to be afraid. Kamala Harris has a funny name. She laughs funny. She smiles a lot. She's got colored skin. Careful. Brown people are pouring across the border. Our country's a third world country. It's not safe here. Trump did, I guess you would call it a campaign stop. It looked more like a hostage situation to me. And it looked like he was one of the hostages, to be perfectly honest with you. Certainly the people standing behind him who were forced to stand there on their feet while he rambled and spewed and shit fell out of his face for an hour and 10 minutes. I'm sure they felt great by the time it was over. And all the dog whistles were in there. Millions of people coming across the border, rapists, drug dealers. And then here came the real serious dog whistles. When he said, if you live in the suburbs, I will protect you. Which means, hey, wealthy white people who live outside the big cities but drive into the city to work, I'll protect you. Guess what? No, he won't. Because he doesn't give a shit about you. Because he said earlier in the week, he said at the press conference in Bedminster, I'm for companies. I'm for companies making as much money as they possibly can. And workers are expensive. And oh, by the way, crime rates across the board are lower than they were at any point during the Trump regime. Democrats have hit all the right notes this week. All. They have not only told you why Donald Trump would be disastrous for this nation, they've told you why you should support them. And they've told you why they support you. And how they support you. Randall echoes that exactly what we've been trying to say here, what I've been trying to say here for the past couple minutes. Senator Sanders gave a very good speech last night. I don't think he's going to be one of the memorable speakers from the night or from the convention. Bernie Sanders says very substantive things. He's not the most electric speaker on the planet. He would tell you that. In fact, I've seen him say it on a number of occasions. He's not the most electric speaker, but he spoke truth last night. That this party, the Democratic Party, is the only one trying to govern. We're the only one trying to fix things. We're the only one that have legislative ideas. We're the only ones that have discussion on issues. We're the only party left that's even trying to govern. And not only are we trying to govern, I think we're doing a pretty fine job of it. But we're the only ones left. Mike reminds me, where was it? The quote was, when they go low, we vote. I still think that's a little soft, to be honest with you. I've said in the past, when they go low, we kick them while they're down there, because God knows they'd kill us if they get the chance. And they will. Remember, Trump has talked about detention camps, prison camps, and yes, he even used the word concentration camps. Let me get to some of what I think the highlights of the former First Lady's speech, and I do think it really has been the speech of the convention to this point. It's the contagious power of hope, the anticipation, the energy, the exhilaration of once again being on the cusp of a brighter day. The chance to vanquish the demons of fear, division, and hate that have consumed us and continue pursuing the unfinished promise of this great nation. I think sometimes we forget that we are now in 1620. Yeah, I mean, we're almost 10 years into this Trump cult. And all we have seen it do, in pure 1930s German fashion, it has become more divisive, more hateful, more violent, more angry, more outrageous, filled with more and more and more lies and distortion. We're 10 years into this now as a country. Have we finally decided, or at least enough of a majority of the voting public, have we decided that enough is enough of this? It's enough of this now. This man does not just need to be defeated. He needs to be thoroughly trounced at the ballot box and go away. Now, I would have thought after 2020 that enough Republicans would have said, okay, he served a term, he lost, we're done, let's move on. We need to win elections. But what shows you the depth of this cult is they have not done that. The cult has only endured and in some ways strengthened. In other ways, it's weakened. But we're primed for him to lose. He is the 3-time Republican nominee, 3 times on the trot. And he's heading toward a second defeat. When do the rest of the Republicans stand up and say, enough of this already? Yes, he quote unquote, won in 2016. He won the Electoral College. He lost the popular vote by 6 million votes. They then lost state. The Republicans then got swept out of state races in 2017. They lost both houses of Congress in 2018. Lost more state races in 19. He lost the White House in 20. The only way Republicans took the House back in 2022 is they gerrymandered districts. When do Republicans say that's enough losing now? Donna mentions that she doesn't believe that millions of people are crossing the border. Good, I'm glad you don't believe that, because they're not. Border crossings have returned to the lows that we saw during the Obama administration. They are lower now than they were at any point during the Trump administration. Deportations are also higher than they were at any point during the Trump administration. And always remember, and Randall will remember this, it was Ronald Reagan, Saint Reagan, Republican Saint Reagan, the patron saint of billionaires, who granted a blanket amnesty to undocumented people in this country because billionaires wanted cheap labor. And they wanted to destroy private sector unions. That was Saint Reagan. And I say saint in quotes. I'd probably spell it differently, like S-H-I-T. But in any way, let me scroll a little bit further here through her speech. Let me see. I want to get to. Of course, there was the quote from last night that don't sit around and complain about things, do something. I remember Mike telling me when he called in a couple weeks ago that we should be more positive. Maybe he's right. We are trying to do something with this program. It seems to be succeeding in some small measure. But yeah, maybe we should be a little more patient and do something. I want to try to find. Yeah, let me get to the. This is where I think where the real zingers came in, and I think one of the most profound political lines that we have heard since. Perhaps since ask not what your country can do for you. It's one of the great political lines we're ever going to hear. Let me read the entire paragraph, and you'll know the line when I get to it. Kamala has shown, and again, I'm reading the transcript of Michelle Obama's speech from last night. Happening right now live at the DNC is a series of Republicans who have come out publicly, endorsed Vice President Harris and Governor Walz, and have actually made a very smart distinction that I don't agree with the vice president on everything, but I believe in democracy, and she's a much better choice to occupy the White House. We used to be able to have those, come to those conclusions and have those disagreements in this country to say, I don't agree with you on this issue, or even that one or that one or that one, but you're a better candidate than that one. And they're all getting speaking, well, not all, I mean, an awful lot of them are getting speaking moments here at the Democratic National Convention. Right now, speaking is Jeff Duncan, the former lieutenant governor of Georgia, who served a 4-year term as lieutenant governor there. Let me read from Michelle Obama's speech from last night. I think I have found it. This is the paragraph, I think, that really set up a lot of what we've been hearing about this week. Kamala has shown her allegiance to this nation Oh, you didn't just refresh. Thank you so much. Oh, boy. That's what you get for using the phone instead of printing things the old-fashioned way. Kamala has shown her allegiance to this nation not by spewing anger and bitterness, but by living a life of service and always pushing the doors of opportunity open to others. I don't think Trump knows what service is unless you're serving him. He is not running to serve. He's running to occupy. He's running for power. And he is running for money. This is not about service to him. It's never been about service to him. That's why every chance he gets to slag off our men and women in uniform, he does it. Remember him telling General Kelly, whose son was killed in combat in Afghanistan, why did these people join the military? They're fools. Why would you want to go do that? I could return to the transcript of the speech. She understands that most of us will never be afforded the grace of failing forward. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. If we bankrupt the business or choke in a crisis, we don't get a second, a third, or a fourth chance. If things don't go our way, we don't have the luxury of whining or cheating others to get further ahead. We don't get to change the rules, so we always win. If we see a mountain in front of us, we don't expect there to be an escalator waiting to take us to the top. We put our heads down. We get to work. In America, we do something. And it's that paragraph that I think is exactly what encapsulates these two candidates, these two campaigns, these two conventions. A man who was born with and handed from his father, in today's dollars, $1 billion, and has lost it multiple times over. How much of a businessman do you have to be to bankrupt a casino where people walk through the doors and willingly hand you money? And that's the line right there. The line that I think is going to go down in history. No hyperbole here. We will never benefit from the affirmative action of generational wealth. This Supreme Corporation, this bought and paid for, this hand-picked body of fake jurists, the 6 conservative majority justices on the Supreme Court, these paid political operatives, ruled that affirmative action could not be used in allowing students to enter university. Again, Republicans pushing on us the things that they are doing themselves. As the former First Lady says, the affirmative action of generational wealth. If you're white, male, and wealthy, maybe if you're not even male, but you're wealthy, you can buy yourself into a lot of situations. You can buy yourself out of a lot of situations. Think all those wealthy white kids that get into Harvard, Yale are there because they got good grades. Generational wealth is in and of itself a form of affirmative action. It just happens to be for wealthy white people. mostly wealthy white males. It is its own form of affirmative action. So when Republicans say that, wow, we should judge people by their actions and their results, and so affirmative action isn't fair, they never finish the sentence. What's the rest of the sentence? Unless you're male and really, really wealthy and white. Republicans do not want to return us to the 50s. Certainly do not want to return us to the 1950s. Want to return us to the 1850s. Thomas Jefferson and James Madison themselves fought for the progressive tax system, that the wealthiest people would pay the most. They would pay highest percentage of their income in taxes. The largest landowners, the largest slaveholders, the largest business holders would pay the most. And that wealthy families would pay an inheritance tax. I usually butcher the quote, but Jefferson himself said that we will have an estate tax and it will be very high. And the quote is, and I hope I get it right, to prevent the establishment of a permanent upper class. Republicans want that permanent upper class. They want the family wealth to be handed down, wealth that they've extracted from you. No less than 2 of our framers said that's not what this country should be or what it should be built on. So I thought her speech last night was timeless. I thought it was history making. I do think it's the one that's really going to go down years and years, in the same way that they talk about Barack Obama's speech in 2004, Teddy Kennedy's speech in 1980. We will be talking about this speech going into the future, and quite honestly, we should be. It was that good. This is TKE Tonight, the Kennedy Effect tonight for the 21st of August. I almost said April for some weird reason. For the 21st of August, 2024. George and I did have a chance to talk before we started the program. We're probably not going to be with you tomorrow. I'm going to pack up this monstrosity and take it to him tomorrow for him to fix over the weekend. And then hopefully by Sunday, our Sunday program, everything will be working just gloriously. I'm not holding my breath, but I'm hopeful. And hopefully even some of the files that George was able to put into the junk drive will actually find their way back onto this computer. And the background sounds will come home. The opening theme song will come back. I can't run any of that right now. That's why it's so silent whenever I take a breath or take a drink. But so we will not be with you tomorrow. And guess what? We shouldn't be. It's the last night of the convention. Take a night and go watch the convention tomorrow night. Even though there are some powerhouse speakers that have already taken the floor and will be taking the floor through the remainder of the night, if you can keep yourself awake that long. I know the convention ran late again last night. I don't think it was terribly, terribly late, but it did run over. Get the milk and cookies, make some popcorn, do whatever you got to do, but watch tomorrow night. That's when Vice President Harris formally accepts the nomination and gives her speech to the country, and it should be watched. And I hope that you will do exactly that. So we will not be with you tomorrow. We will return, hopefully, we will return on Sunday from 6 p.m. for our double show on GCPR and Hot 101, as well as the myriad of video outlets, and maybe even, if George is successful, the desktop version of the streaming platform will be open, and all of our video will go both to all of our That Other Side of Information channels as well as the GCPR channels. 8:42 Eastern Time. We are live right now on my Facebook, That Other Side of Information on YouTube, Jeff R. Kennedy on Twitch, Jeff Kennedy at LinkedIn. The audio is live on gcpr.live. Go to our website. You can find everywhere where you can find us, gcpr.live. The audio is right now on a website called Voscast. Check it out. And a special hello to our listeners outside of the United States. Thank you for being here, and thank you for giving us a chance. GCPR can be listened to on any type of device. If you can connect to the internet, you can find us. Go to your favorite search engine and type in GCPR or type in Ghost Claw Productions Radio. You will find us. Please listen. Please give us a like, subscribe, a follow, share our information out, and help us grow this new internet radio effort. I think I can take... Oh, no. I know what I wanted to do. Sorry. What is this about? Am I doing pay-per-view now? Is that what I'm doing? I just saw something in the chat here that looked a little saucy. Well, that's not working right. But that doesn't stop anybody, even though I never said I was ready to take a phone call. But what the hell? Why not? Go for it.
Hey, Jeff, it's Randall. Hi, George. Yeah, great show tonight, Jeff. Great show.
What's on your mind?
It's just an incredible show, man. And you getting the transcript of Michelle Obama's speech, like, wow.
Her speech can be found on YouTube, by the way. Just go to YouTube, go into search, and type Michelle Obama DNC 2024 or any combination of that, and you will be able to find her speech. If you did not get to see it last night, it is timeless. Just because you didn't see it live last night does not mean or make the text or the body of the speech somehow outdated. It is very, very relevant. If you have not seen it, please do so. Most all the speeches can be found on YouTube, and I believe they can all be found on cspan.org. I'm looking at the C-SPAN screen right now. They kind of fill in the roster of speakers as they finish, and then you can tap on that and listen to each individual speech. So what's on your mind, my friend?
Well, I watched all the speeches last night on C-SPAN because you don't get any of the garbage. Even PBS has too much talking instead of the speech itself. And then I watched Michelle Obama's speech on YouTube twice, and just got more and more fired up to go out door to door, to go out to work their phone banks, and not just for the Ellis Rawls ticket, but here in Pennsylvania, Bob Casey being elected, and I posted on my personal Facebook page pictures of the Pennsylvania delegation at the DNC. And on the first row, in the middle, is my great U.S. Congresswoman, Mary Gay Scanlon. And I'm so proud, and again, I'm going to work my butt off to make sure she gets reelected. And my Pennsylvania State House rep, Lee Peters, I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up for progressives and liberals that are running in this election, and most of them running for re-election.
So last night and tonight, I kind of talked about the feeling around this DNC, and you've seen a lot of them. Do you agree with me about the extra sort of feeling that surrounds this, the hope, the optimism that the Democrats have reclaimed the titles of the patriots, of freedom, of love of military, love of country, of issues, of answers, of solutions? Do you feel the same way, or do you think I'm wrong?
No, absolutely, I feel the same way. And the showmanship, I mean, it's like watching MTV awards going on all week. I mean, heck, the roll call with the music, and everybody is so energized. It's just been incredible.
I can't say much more than that. It really has been. By the way, the music for each particular state I thought was particularly clever. And of course, as Randall will know, and George, being former Jersey folks that he and I are, what other music could possibly be played when it was New Jersey's call, New Jersey's time in the roll call, but Springsteen?
Bruce Springsteen.
So, yeah.
Bruce Springsteen's playing in Philly tonight, and he sold out the baseball stadium. Yeah, Bruce and the E Street. I've been following them since '72. I saw them. Heck, the first time I saw them, I was in a bar, and our table was 5 feet from a 3-foot high stage, and there was Bruce, and there was the E Street band surrounding him. Like, that's one of my top 10 concerts I've gone to in my life.
I think just about everybody else would agree with you. Well, we will not.
You can't imagine it being like just 10 feet in front of him.
And Ben, back then, he probably played 4 hours, right?
and doing his first album, complete set of his first album, before it was even released, before it took him to stardom and the band to stardom, you can't imagine what that was like.
Well, thank you, my friend. We only got a few minutes left. We will not be here tomorrow. We'll be here. The plan will be to be here on Sunday after the master of all the ninja and master of all computer arts, the Jedi master of computer arts, George, finishes fixing this machine. Our plan is to be back with you on Sunday evening from 6. So thank you so much. I will see you on Sunday.
I'll see you on Sunday. George, go get it, my man. I know you can do this. Bye-bye.
There's one other thing I wanted to try to get to, please, folks, if I could, before we say goodnight for what will be the week. And again, not because we don't enjoy being with you. This is my job. I take it very seriously. And we want to be here with you as much as we possibly can, especially when we're scheduled to be here. And I know I've missed a number of shows recently, and I do apologize for that. But they've all been technically related. I mean, we're not having any luck here. But that's why I'm packing this computer up and taking it to George tomorrow after work. So all of that said, I posted something in our Facebook group. I just want to throw this out there in the last few minutes that we have to be with you this evening. Stevie Wonder is actually on stage right now. Oprah Winfrey's supposed to address the convention tonight too. Everybody seems to be ridiculously excited for that. I don't get it myself, but it's a perfectly lovely woman. She's a billionaire, certainly successful in television and business. I don't know when she became this great oracle, but different topic for a different day, I suppose. That said, I posted something in the Facebook group today, and I got some reactions to it. And I was kind of surprised at the lack of comments that have been given to it. And I bring this up, I think, in the shadow, if you will, of the convention and this comparison, very stark comparison between the RNC and the DNC, between Trump and Harris, between the light and the dark, depending on how you want to look at it. I have a friend from I had a lady, exceptionally classy, wonderful, smart, accomplished, intelligent lady. She and I have been friends since, I think, middle school, since the 6th grade. And for all of its flaws, and they are many, Facebook does bring people back together when they lose touch. And it really was Facebook that allowed us to, again, rekindle that and rediscover that friendship, along with many other folks from high school, not just her. And, you know, we actually hung out a couple times. It was really good to see her. She's, you know, a mom and, you know, accomplished in her career. And we've never seen eye to eye exactly politically, but we've always been able to, before the last few days, at least talk about politics and the differences that we might have. And also, to be honest, talk about the things that we agree on, even coming from different places on the political spectrum. Well, it has been interesting to see over the last really 2 weeks, really intently, I would say the last couple of weeks, that sociologically, academically, almost professorially, I think I might have made a word. George is agreeing. I think I did make a word. From a very distant academic point of view, it has been fascinating to watch this person become a part of the Trump cult and become and move through the process of right-wing radicalization. So from a 10,000 foot view, I guess you'd say, from a very academic point of view, it's kind of been fascinating to watch it. It really is a case study in cult membership. It is a case study in political radicalization. And I'm very careful not to mention this person because I kind of don't want to blow it, because I kind of want to keep watching. It is a bit like watching a slow motion car crash. But at the same time, I'm very, very sad for my friend. She is not wealthy. She's certainly not a member of the 1%. She has kids to put through school, higher education, works many, many hours in her own right, has a home to keep up, but certainly not a member of the economic top 1%. And to watch this radicalization has been painful. She started to push back a bit when Joe Biden stepped back, Kamala Harris stepped forward. Then that pushback got a little more sharp. The edges got a little sharper. Then the Trump memes started about how he was going to protect the border and create jobs. And with nearly every single post, I have commented, and not just I usually don't speak like this. Not just rebutted what she has had to say, but destroyed it. Completely blown it out of the water. With facts, with truth, with statistics, with history. And like most right-wing radicals, never a comment back, never a continuation of the article. Just drop the grenade in the classroom of children and run. And then stand outside and watch the destruction. Except that I'm not letting her destroy anything, because everything she has posted has been incorrect. It's been wrong. It's been factually incorrect. It's been historically incorrect. The things that are her opinions, I leave alone. I don't like Kamala Harris. Okay. Certainly your choice. I don't like Trump. But I can back up why. It's not just because he's a man of an odd color. It's because he was a dreadful, dreadful president and doesn't care about anyone other than himself. His record, the history that happened while he, 1 million dead Americans. Anyway, I'm just wondering, perhaps we could pick this up again on Sunday. In fact, I really do, if I can remember correctly, if I can remember all of this, and I really hope I can. I would like to pick this up on Sunday and take a bit of the 3 hours to talk about it. And that would be, what stories might you have of friends, of relatives, of I don't, you know, well, I said relatives. I mean, but, you know, people in your close family, there are husbands and wives who have been split over this stuff. You know, parents from kids, neighbors, you name it. But I would like to hear about your story of watching someone that you know and care about descend into this cult. Kind of like watching, you know, the old wood bucket descend down into the well to grab water, except the bucket really never does come up. And if it does, it's empty because it's got a hole in the bottom. So I had posted this today, 10 hours ago, roughly, our home group Facebook page. That other side of information. I hope you'll go have a look. Very simple post that said it is both sad and fascinating to watch the right-wing radicalization of a longtime friend in real time. Because that's what I'm doing. I am watching it happen in real time. And the dichotomy of it, as I mentioned, the dichotomy of it is incredibly interesting to watch. Because I feel badly for her. I'm saddened by it. I'm saddened by an extremely accomplished and genuinely intelligent human being be so easily led down this path. But like I said, from a distant, non-emotional, scholarly point of view, it is bloody fascinating to watch. So I think maybe Sunday, quick little preview. I hope that we can remember to bring this topic up again and talk about it, so that maybe we can share some stories of right-wing radicalization inside our kind of circle, be it friends, family, whatever. I'm hoping we can share those stories. Again, go to my our, I should say our, not mine. Go to our home group Facebook page, a page that George has been very scant in his posts lately. I should say, by the way, administrator has not posted much there lately. Our home group Facebook page, that other side of information, just check it out. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. I would be very, very interested to hear your stories as well about the right-wing radicalization happening in your that's happened in your just in your, you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. It's been sad, and it stinks. But I'd like to know what you think. Hope you'll have some stories for me on Sunday. Just quickly, there are 5 comments on this post, and I'm not trying to actually drive clicks to the post. I just want to know. I just want to try to expand on the conversation a little bit and hope that we could spend some time about it on Sunday. One of the comments says, "I lost a dear cousin to the cult in the first year of Trump's reign. It's been sad to watch. His brain is completely broken." Another says, "I've been through this." Another says, "I think a majority of people have had families or friends who get brainwashed." And then a gentleman posts an article that he wrote on this phenomena, I guess you'd say, although phenomena, he usually has a positive connotation to it, but it's so just a little preview for Sunday. I would just like to hear your stories of, losing that somebody to right-wing radicalization. So anyway, go enjoy the penultimate night, and tomorrow the final night of the Democratic National Convention. Watch the speeches, enjoy them. Again, I would highly recommend, myself personally, you don't have to listen to me just because I said it. I think the easiest place is cspan.org, c-span.org. All of the speeches are there in small bits. You can tap on the ones you want to watch. You can find them on YouTube as well. I think C-SPAN might actually be a bit easier to navigate. Watch the speeches for the rest of tonight. Watch them tomorrow night. Let's reconvene. Let's plan to reconvene on Sunday. Damn, there's one other thing I wanted to mention before you guys go. I saw this on, I think it was the AP that I saw it. I want to see if I can find this real quick. Great picture of Elizabeth Warren at the DNC taking pictures. Okay. I have been asked about this a lot. I've had guests refuse to come on the program because of my last name, because they thought that our family had become too controversial. Can you imagine a family who has given more blood to this country than the Kennedy family suddenly being too controversial? This is from the Associated Press earlier today. It is written by Jonathan Cooper and Ali Swenson. And the dateline is Phoenix. And this is going to tell you everything that you need to know about this particular campaign. Last thing we're going to talk about, I promise. We'll try to go like till 9:15. I think my OCD always wants me to sign off at either top of the hour, bottom of the hour, or the quarters of the hour. I don't know what it is about me. that does that, but I guess I just kind of want to do that. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will speak Friday, quote, about the present historical moment and his path forward, unquote, his campaign announced Wednesday, fueling growing speculations that Kennedy could drop out, emphasis on could, drop out and support Republican nominee Donald Trump. Now, I've told you on this program before that most of RFK's money, not all, but a real good chunk of it, are coming from Trump donors. Why would Trump donors fund another presidential candidate? Because Trump thought RFK, would take voters from Joe Biden. And then the polling began. And the polls showed that he was taking votes from somebody, all right. He was taking them from Trump. So Trump was paying, well, not Trump directly, but the people who own Trump were paying for the very presidential candidate that might cause Trump a loss. So what did they do for all their money? RFK is owned, sadly, very sadly. His owners are telling him to get out because he's hurting Trump. And it tells you everything that you needed to know about the RFK Jr. campaign. That it was never serious. It was never about the future. It was never about anything that the Kennedy family has ever stood for. It was about personal gain, money, and power. Just like so many of them. And now it looks like it might be coming to an end because the owners of the RFK Jr. campaign have decided they need to get him out of the way because he's hurting the other one that they own. Except the other one that they own will let them get away with even more. It tells you everything that you needed to know. Kennedy's running mate openly discussed the possibility on a podcast this week, saying that the campaign was considering a move to, quote, join forces with Trump to limit the election chance of Kamala Harris. This is on the heels, by the way, of reporting came out late last week that RFK Jr. approached both campaigns, the Harris campaign first, and said, I'll drop out if you promise to put me in your cabinet. Make me a cabinet secretary. I will drop out and I will endorse you. The Harris campaign didn't even take phone calls. So then RFK went to the Trump campaign and said, I will drop out and I will endorse you if you put me in your cabinet. And now, lo and behold, it looks like he's going to do exactly that. This was never a serious campaign. Never. To be quite honest with you, it's actually quite appropriate if RFK Jr. endorses Trump because his presidential campaign wasn't any more serious than Trump's. And it was never about the American people. It was never about progress or issues or solutions or policy or legislation. It was about money. RFK needed money, so he got it. What a shame. Bobby Kennedy was killed before I was born. I would never be I'm groping for the right word. I would never presume to put myself in his head to know what he's thinking or would have been thinking. But I certainly can't imagine that he'd be too proud of what the son that bears his name has done these past few months. Tells you everything you need to know. Anyway, last month during the Republican National Convention, Kennedy's son, that would be RFK Jr., posted and then quickly deleted a video showing a phone call between Kennedy and Trump in which the former president tried to talk Kennedy into siding with him. I suspect, like I said, that the owners of both men have had their say. 11 p.m. Eastern Time here on GCPR is Conversations with T. Nathan. Get some milk, walk the dog, make some popcorn, whatever you got to do. Come back at 11 p.m. Conversations with T. Nathan. The Sound of Coffee returns tomorrow morning with Thomas McCormick, the villain, Sergeant Mac, from, that's all one person. He's a man of many names. He returns tomorrow morning from 8 a.m. with The Sound of Coffee. We will return with you on Sunday. That's the plan. If George is unable to work his magic and we can't be with you, keep up with the Facebook page. I'll let you know what's going on there. That will be the easiest place for me to let you all know whether we are on or off or whatever it might be. So anyway, thanks so much for being with us, for everybody at GCPR. That means Thomas, Gilbert, Gambit, Lisa, Gretchen, Bob Kosh, Brett, Ben, Pastor Best. Think I got everybody. For everybody surrounding the Kennedy Effect, Lynn and George Dare, Kristen, Daisy the dog downstairs, April Riddick, I am Jeff Kennedy. Done about all the damage we can do for one night. We plan to return to you on Sunday. Until then, please take care of yourselves and each other.